before you get settled. Even tucked into a vacant seat or just turn sideways would be greatly appreciated. When you do reach your seating area, we're asking that you place items underneath the seat in front of you first, some smaller items, so that the overhead compartments will then be free to accommodate all the larger items that people are bringing aboard with them today. The overhead bins in and of themselves cannot accommodate all your personal belongings without using that additional space underneath the seat in front of you, so we're sure you understand. If by chance your carrying items don't fit in either of these areas, just work your way forward until you find some space for it. We do have space in the Polaris cabin overhead bins. Just be aware that if you stow a bag here, you will not be able to access it during the flight. You'll only be able to get to it once we arrive at the gate in Heathrow. Speaking of our Polaris cabin, in this cabin specifically, all items have to be up and off the floor in storage compartments above or around your seat. This is a restriction by the FAA because you have lie-flat seating capability in your Polaris suites. In all classes of service, you have the option to plug into power, but you may not be plugged into power in any class or any seat at this time. If you've done so, we ask that you unplug. We need to walk down the aisle and not see any blue lights illuminated indicating power in use until after we have taken off and been cleared to use that power. Additionally, only smaller electronic devices that can fit into the palm of one hand should be in use at this time. Larger items such as laptops, pads, and tablets should be turned off and stowed into a locked storage compartment. They may not simply reside alongside you unsecured, as this is not considered proper storage for these larger items. Thank you and welcome aboard United Airlines service to Heathrow.
Thanks, Oscar.
Who's that?
Smoking of any kind, including e-cigarettes, is never allowed on the aircraft. FAA regulations prohibit tampering with, disabling, or destroying laboratory smoke detectors. U.S. law also requires passengers to comply with lighted signs and crew member instructions.
Make sure you switch those smartphones, tablets, and e-readers to airplane mode. The taxi, takeoff, and landing.
Now, performing our final safety checks before we take our own seats for taxi out and take off. Once we have taken off today, it will be our pleasure to be offering you cocktails and beverages in all classes of service, along with our luncheon service. Midway in our crossing today, we have light snacks available for you, and of course in our Polaris cabin we have our snack counter open during the entire flight for you. About an hour and a half before landing in Heathrow, another full meal service for you. We do have landing cards for you if you are remaining in any country comprising the United Kingdom. You will be required to fill out a landing card, one per person. If you're transiting beyond any country comprising the United Kingdom, no documentation required at all. Once again, if you are remaining in any country today, going on a flight to Heathrow to any country within the United Kingdom, you will be required to provide a landing card, one per person. Most importantly though, as we begin our taxi out for takeoff, you are our guest for the next 10 hours or so. It's our duty as well as our pleasure to take care of you to the best of our ability. with our wheels up time of 8:42 in the evening, Wednesday evening, local time in Heathrow. We would project to be ready for landing at 6:20 in the morning, Thursday morning at Heathrow. Of course, that depends upon whether Heathrow is ready for us to be landing at that time. Those of you who fly into Heathrow quite frequently know it's a very busy airport. So we'll keep you updated, but that would be our projected arrival time if there are no holds or delays on our descent into the Heathrow area. In the meantime now, as we continue our climb out to our cruise altitude, we ask that you remain safely seated and securely buckled in. In a few moments, you will hear double chimes throughout the aircraft. That is not the seatbelt sign being deactivated, but rather an audio cue to you that it's safe to plug into aircraft power. It's also the point at which the onboard routers and servers will begin their work to establish a Wi-Fi signal for those of you who wish to purchase Wi-Fi connectivity. If you just want to connect to the onboard streaming, you do that through the United Wi-Fi icon. If you have not already downloaded that icon onto your smartphone, you will not be able to access that particular feature. Please understand that your flight attendants are not specifically trained or specialized in Wi-Fi connectivity issues or the use of your particular device. We wouldn't want to hamper or compromise any of your personal data, so we are restricted from activating your devices, but you will find troubleshooting tips in the back of your Hemispheres magazine to assist you with any connectivity issues you might be having. But once again, please understand that your flight attendants are not specifically authorized to take care of these issues for you. about 45 minutes from now at 6:15. That is, of course, bearing in mind that Heathrow ground control may slow down our arrival, but we are expected to be ready for landing in our cabin at 6:15. Bearing that in mind, we'd like you to, as you're awakening, check around your seating area and make sure you now account for all personal belongings, so that when we begin our descent, nothing slides or becomes dislocated at your seat that we are not able to relocate for you. This would include items such as eyeglasses, passports, wallets, and all of the various electronic paraphernalia that you travel with these days.
Hey,
When
where
we
you
begin our descent, you will once again have to disconnect from aircraft power sources and only be using the same small handheld electronic devices in the battery mode. Additionally, for our parents traveling with children, when we begin our descent, we'll need to verify that your child or children is sitting upright, alert and belted in just as you are, and fully dressed. Shoes, socks, and all pertinent clothing items should be re-administered to your child, and all of his or her belongings, be it toys, books, or games, packed away just as yours are and accounted for when we begin our descent. You'll have about another 15 or 20 minutes before that begins. If you wish to take care of these housekeeping chores at that time, we'll be arriving, if we do manage to just slip right on into Heathrow, well ahead of schedule, and parking at gate 48 in Terminal 2. Welcome to Heathrow International Airport, serving the Greater London area, where the time is 6:26 in the morning. We have a little bit of taxiing to do yet before we are safely and securely parked at gate 48 in Terminal 2, which is the Star Alliance terminal here at Heathrow, and our journey is then completed. Until that time, we ask that you remain safely seated and securely buckled in. When the seatbelt sign is turned on, you'll have ample opportunity to collect your personal belongings. And please just take a moment before you leave your seat to make certain you have everything you brought with you, as once you step off the aircraft, you are not permitted to reboard for security measures in effect, and an agent would then have to return to your seat to find any remaining items you might have misplaced after the other flow of customers has left. For those of you who've asked for wheelchair assistance, you'll find that at the end of the jetway where it enters the terminal. This is also where any gate-checked items such as strollers will be brought to you for you to reclaim. On behalf of your San Francisco-based flight attendant crew, it's been our pleasure to serve you in this portion of your journey. We hope that you found the service offered to you today to be up to the standards that you've come to expect from United and the Star Alliance group of carriers, and that the 11 of us have more than ably represented all the United employees who work worldwide every day to ensure that your flights with us are safe, reliable, and enjoyable. Thank you once again for trusting us with your travel plans, and we hope you have a wonderful stay here in the United Kingdom.